Butterfly, fly here with me. Learn to be loved and let love be. You were always meant to be free.
Welcome back to my summer house. This one's not actually a song. I've done a couple of little videos that I'm preparing at the minute from the songs, but I wanted just to stop for a minute to talk about a few things that you're going to notice in these videos. And some of them are just nothing I can do about. And some things are, I don't know, part of being me as a musician. And I apologise for those things if they are an annoyance to you in how you listen to music. First of all, I showed a little intro into this video of the world around me. My summer house is in the garden. There is a blue sky out here that is beautiful to look at, and you know, sometimes when I've come out of here and I look up in the sky, you know, sometimes in the worst of my days I've literally walked out in the middle of the night and seen a sky full of stars, telling me that God loves me, and you know, He knows all the details, and He's got all this thing in hand, even when it seems a bit crazy sometimes in life. But I guess I just wanted to show you that actually there's noise around. I live near quite an important road, and lots of people like using it even in lockdown. I'm also very close to a hospital, and so therefore you might hear sirens going down the street, because right now it's not nice times, and it's normally busy there's normally sirens on a normal day, but obviously even more so in current situations. Which I hope maybe my songs might be able to help with, encouraging people in dark days. I might say a bit more about that in another video. Also lighting. I want this to be as natural as possible. I want it to just be me, like what I would be when I come out to play on my own, and some of the thoughts that go in my mind when I'm doing that, because my mind's busy. There's a lot going on in my mind, and I tend to find there's two things. There's either lots going on in my mind, or something's just happened in front of me, or something's just come up to me, blindsided me, and suddenly I've got absolutely no thought whatsoever, and I'm dumbstruck for a moment trying to find a thought to do that. But and sometimes in my videos you might find that I might suddenly kind of freeze or just kind of be caught in a moment, but it's because I really want to share myself, and as a musician you're always sharing yourself, and sometimes that is in a room where you're sharing yourself with yourself. And you're facing yourself, whether you can sing on a day or can't sing on a day, whether you're hitting the right chords at the right time, which is another thing you're going to notice in these videos. Sometimes I might just hit a duff note. It's pretty more unlikely that I will hit a duff note, and obviously I will try and do my best cuts, because obviously I'll do more than one. Sometimes the disruptions are just too big to include in a video, but those things are inevitable, and it's part of a musician. You have to deal with things going wrong. You know, you have to learn to overcome and be brave, to be vulnerable. I remember I used to do assemblies, and I still do sometimes now. And I remember one assembly I was playing in a song that was really, you know, quite a full-on song, and the young people were really enjoying the song I was singing. But right in the middle, my pick fell out of my hand on a strum, and there was a moment of utter silence everywhere. And I just instinctively put a big smile on my face, leant down to the floor, picked up my pick, and then started exactly where the pick had dropped. And everyone really appreciated that, and I found it funny myself. I laughed at myself. I think some of the biggest jokes in the world is just looking at me, which if you're into humour, then well, you've got it very easy with me, because you can just look and you can laugh probably at me. Yeah. Go back to lighting. The phone is just I'm just using my old phone to record. It just happens to be quite good at. It gives quite a clear picture, and it's quite natural. And but sometimes it flickers because it's trying to pick up the light in its best way and somehow confusing itself. So sometimes you might see some flickers of light. I hope that's not a problem. But it sometimes annoys me when I can see it happening. But I'll try to avoid that if I can. I've been told being a singer, there's certain things you shouldn't do, and one of them is have a cup of tea. And unfortunately, my ethos when it comes to music, and certainly singing songs, is genuinely I want to sing from my heart, and I want to be myself more than anybody else. And so often I will have a cup of tea or do the dreaded go get a glass of milk before I lead on a Sunday morning if my throat is dry. And it's probably the worst thing in the world. Other professionals probably have far better techniques of keeping your vocal cords sharp and proper. But I've found actually sometimes having the right heart can make your voice sound beautiful, even if it's not its creme of the creme voice, because the heart comes across is a very important thing, and I really hope in these videos that is what comes across, and that's something I can't control. So sometimes maybe I won't hit or land the song as I hope, but I will do my best in all the songs. And there's some songs you just can't sing. There's some songs you just can't replicate, and those kind of songs I think I may introduce some videos of those songs from the real artists or the people who've written it, or maybe somebody else's interpretation of that really that's really struck me with songs. So I just thought that was a cool thing to do. So yeah, I will drink my cup of tea. I'll probably have one on the burner, if not Dr. Pepper, which is a terrible thing. But yeah, and I might have a coffee, because although I used to be an advert for tea and would never drink coffee, I spent time in the Middle East and they love coffee and it's part of their welcome. So I now drink coffee as well. That's a little bit about me. Yeah, I hope these videos come across. Again, I apologise if there's noise interruptions, and obviously my children or any other of my family that might be around. Yeah, so this is Matt Bunkle, this is my summer house, and I still want to sing through songs of my own or from other people's that have inspired me. And I might do a couple of chat talks like this, because there's a couple of other issues I think would be well worth your understanding. One sound. One of the things being a musician, and it seems like a really cheesy, silly thing, but the voice in the can, as they might say. I'm not really putting together professional videos here. I've kind of got some of the equipment to maybe do that if I was really had the time to really go to town. But there's one thing as a musician, particularly when you're a lonely musician, where you're most of the time singing to yourself, and there's this weird thing that sort of happens in your mind sometimes, where when you're maybe written a song that's very deep and emotional. I mean, thinking of The Wedding Singer, it's a good example. You know, there's one song right in the middle where he's absolutely broken and he's just sitting in a room on his own with just Julia listening, and it's like the emptiness of the room of a guy just letting his heart out, even though no one can hear it but this one person and an obnoxious theatre owner. Because there's always obnoxious people, or people that don't get what you're doing, or they hear your duff notes and don't want to listen. I was a victim to this. My brothers and sisters used to tell me off for singing in my bedroom because they probably thought it sounded like a cat dying or something. But actually, me in the room, while I'm in the room, I'm there feeling, I see myself in that stage that's empty, just singing in a theatre that's empty, just pouring out my heart in a song, maybe of brokenness, or maybe in my mind. Sometimes you stumble on a bit of a song that's like a ballad, and like one of those ones where if you had the opportunity in the right moment and the band to support you, you could really let rip. And in those moments, you just wish you were on that stage at Glastonbury or somewhere big where the whole world could appreciate that song. We think of some of the big Queen songs or those kind of things, and when they land in that setting, they're amazing. And so as a musician and a songwriter, when you're in that lonely room, and something that makes me like the bathroom is because there's a bit of a reverb that happens in a bathroom because it's a bit empty or whatever, that gives you that feeling of being out there and doing it for real. And so, some on these videos where I might be singing, so I might add that in to kind of give you that sense of what someone like me goes through. A nobody, but yet to me I'm somebody, and it's really not about fame for me. I mean, if I want to be famous, I'll just go and say hello to people. But there is that idea of, well, if if you've just had a moment for the whole world to hear one song that was really potent, really uplifting for that very moment, that is a dream for any musician, any songwriter, anyone. And I might not even be that good. I don't know. When you're writing songs, you write these. Some things are very cheesy. Some things are very simplistic. Some things are saying the same words that have been said 1,000 times before, but you're phrasing it slightly different, or sometimes you're doing exactly the same. Sometimes you're tapping into an old song, and that song's layered under yours. Whether that's consciously or subconsciously, it's hard to know sometimes. But just so going to have that, and I was thinking maybe for some of my own songs that are particularly my own, they might be done in a more music video type way, where I might try to produce it a bit more. I don't know. This is a bit off the cuff, and I'm doing this step by step. But that's because I want to pay homage, I guess, to the idea of that it's quite cool to do a video that goes with your music, or to capture that song in a slightly bigger way than just in a summer house here, maybe. So I might make those a little bit more stylistic, and I also think of things like some of these TV programs where they're going to these songs. Flight of the Conchords, I absolutely love. Going through life, and they go into these songs that are they are hilarious, but at the same time they're actually so human, and so you can laugh as much as you can actually cry with them. I mean, I'm not crying, it's such a wonderful, brilliant song. I've just got some salt in my eye or something, but actually what's going on is it's really broken, it's really messed up, but he's trying to hide it. When you're a musician, you can't hide your emotions, and if you're up there with no emotion, people can feel it if you're not sincere. But yeah, so that's going to be part of these videos, because I want you to get the full experience of being that wonderful musician that nobody knows. Like, my friends know me, my family know me, people maybe in my churches, or I used to be a youth worker a long time ago. I still am today, kind of more off the cuff, but and back in those days I was using music, and sometimes that music was really well received, and I might talk about some of those songs that I used in those times. But I hope that kind of lays the rest of the sound that you're going to hear on these videos, and some of the things that are going to be going on. So if you hear a plane go over, I mean, also the airport's around the corner. I work there, I do cargo, and already people are a bit grumpy about how noisy they are, and it's a bit embarrassing for me, because I really, really, like everyone else, need the income to pay your bills. But at the same time, it's a little bit, I do apologise for those people that have to listen to that noise when they're a bit closer, even closer than I am. So you might hear an airplane go over, you might hear the birds twittering, which I think sounds good anyway. And yeah, I hope that's okay. I might stumble, I might stutter, I might do that noise. Did you notice that? That was a dodgy cut from one thing to another. You're going to see in these videos, maybe my phone glitches or something like that, and what I just said just seemed to be so perfect and seemed to just land right that I didn't want to redo it, because I wouldn't be able to replicate what I just said in the same way, and I don't want to lose it. If something is good, I want to put it across. If something is really bad, if I've really squealed a song in a recording, I'm not going to put that to your ears and hurt you in that kind of way. So there might be some cuts, but I'll try to keep that to a minimum. So anyway, welcome to my summer house. You're sitting on this chair comfy, like you might just be if you just come to visit as a friend, and I'm just playing an old tune for you. Yeah, so just enjoy the music for what it is, and I'm going to enjoy it, even if it's just for myself. This is not for the many, it's for the few, and maybe it's just for the one, but we'll see how it goes. Take care, enjoy the music, enjoy my summer house, and any other part of the house I might use if I require it. Take care, see you later, bye, cheers.
You were always meant to be free.